Milan beat Atalanta 3-2. It was a bit of an odd game in as much as 3-2 does not feel like it's the final score in my head, because Milan were 3-0 up, and then it got like a little bit close, but not really close, because the last goal was in the 93rd minute. But I do love Calabria, and I loved Milan's approach to this game, because they were coming off the midweek game against Atletico Madrid, in which Kessie gets sent off after like half an hour. You've played 60 minutes on 10 men against a Diego Simeone team. I really thought there was a worry for Milan that they could come into this game flat, and they didn't. Like, it was right away, first minute of the game, Teo Hernandez and David Calabria, the two fullbacks, combining in the Atalanta penalty area to put them 1-0 up. And I just thought, God, this is why we enjoy this Pioli team, because they go for you. They come for you every week.
Yeah, I think that this is the interesting storyline, is that, you know, this was obviously the team that had condemned them, and they conceded 5 goals against them. And in the beginning of this Milan journey that had Stefano Pioli and, you know, Paolo Maldini at the helm, and, you know, Zlatan Ibrahimovic was brought in, Kayer was brought in. Everyone made a point of noting how young this Milan team is. The average age is still around 23, or at least it was, of the squad that faced Liverpool. And this is a young squad, and everyone thought they need a point of reference. They need to be raised and developed. Remember the first season, we didn't know if Pioli was going to keep his job. There were lots of rumours going around, and everything seemed, you know, exciting after the coronavirus had shut down. Everything in football had finally returned. It was exciting to see Milan really kick off and do amazing things. And then Atalanta was always sort of the bogey team. Ooh, are we going to manage to qualify into the top 4? The last game of the season, they played Atalanta, and Zlatan said, for sure, we're going to win it. And they were tremendous and again qualified. But Atalanta is always almost how we judge them. It's like the measuring stick, you know? And you see, it's exactly like that. Atletico Madrid and Atalanta, probably the two dentist chairs, right? The two teams you really don't like to face in general, because they're so difficult to play against. Different, you know, styles of play, obviously, but to see the energy, to see how much they actually don't need a player like Zlatan up front, the tenacity of Tonali to strip, you know, Freuler of possession and go for goal.
How great is that?
I mean, there's a player who last season was constantly criticized. You know, where is he? Why is he not showing up? Is this too much of a big step? This is a man who said to himself, you know what? I will take a salary cut. I'm staying here. I'm proving it to you guys. And he's been phenomenal. Calabria, phenomenal. You know, this is a side that no longer depends on Teo Hernandez to create for you. They have so many different ways towards goal now. And I think that's what's so impressive, is what Pioli's done to raise them.
Yeah, it's interesting, like, when you mentioned Teo Hernandez, I almost feel like Teo Hernandez is one of the players, even this season, I was like, you know, you're not coming along with everyone here. So the fact that he did something at the beginning of the game, I'm you know, encouraged by for Milan, because I think there are other people who've shone much brighter than him recently. I think I talked about this last week. Like, anytime you see one of these guys interviewed, they all cite Pioli as giving them little individual pieces of advice. I think that's so fundamental. I think he's obviously such a good manager. But I think it's really striking the process that everyone's going through. And who knows, maybe it's even been helpful just timing-wise. This is not saying that Ibra doesn't still have something to give, but maybe it's even been helpful timing-wise that they have had this little early part of the season out of Ibra's shadow, because people are stepping up. And Tonali, you've already mentioned, I love the way he went after that goal. It was one of those moments that really gives the lie to this whole next Pirlo tag. You know, again, he himself cited Gattuso as one of his inspirations. That was all Gattuso there. Just harry your opponent until he gives you the ball and just keep going.